Hello all. Today in this video we are going to learn the vocabulary of Unit 2.2 of Speak Out Upper Intermediate book. In this video you will have a chance to learn the meaning of the vocabulary of Unit 2.2, which is about surveillance, and we will practice the vocabulary that we have presented, and I'll suggest you some further study and practice opportunities. The first word is surveillance. Here you can see the meaning of the word surveillance from photos. For example, in the first one, he is using surveillance cameras. Surveillance equipment. This is a surveillance camera. Let's have a look at some example sentences. You might guess the meaning from the sentences. More banks are now installing surveillance cameras to watch the people, for example. Police keep track of the kidnapper. They follow the kidnapper by using electronic surveillance equipment. Okay, here is the definition of the word surveillance. The careful watching of a person or place, especially by the police or army, because of a crime that has happened or is expected to happen. So surveillance is an act of careful watching of a person or a place. For example, he was arrested after being kept under constant surveillance. So the people, for example, the police, were keeping him under constant surveillance. Or they were placed under close surveillance in a form of house arrest. So the police were placed them under surveillance, which was a close one. The second word is the monitor. We have the same word in Turkish as a noun. These are the monitors, for example. As a verb, we use the word monitor similarly. For example, police regularly monitor the road to record traffic density and to catch speeders. So they regularly watch it from the monitors, for example. And the second sentence, you need feedback to monitor your progress. This one is a little bit different, and we will understand the meaning better from the dictionary definition. If you monitor something, you regularly check its development or progress and sometimes comment on it. For example, download one of the free fitness apps to help monitor your activity. So when I download these fitness apps, I can easily monitor my physical activity. I can easily check its development or progress. I hope you understand the meaning better. The next word is to access, is a verb again. For example, patients will also be able to download medical records to access information, such as test results. So I'm a patient. I download these medical records. By this way, I could easily access my test results. Or you can access your voicemail remotely. So by using this voicemail technology, I can listen my voicemail remotely. I can reach my voicemail. I can access my voicemail. So to access to something is to find and use information, especially on computer or an electronic device. For example, you have illegally accessed and misused confidential security files. I have illegally reached the information. To identify is the next word. By looking at these photos, you might understand the meaning of the verb identify. By using facial recognition technology, we can identify people's face, identify who they are. I try to identify her perfume, for example, which means I try to understand what was her perfume, what her perfume was, the name of the perfume was. The police have already identified around 10 murder suspects. So police have already said these are the murderers, for example. So to identify means if you can identify someone or something, you are able to recognize them or distinguish them from others. You can easily say who they are, for example. She was unable to identify her attacker. So she was unable to say who was the attacker. Prevention is the next one. we can prevent some illnesses by using vaccines, for example. This is an example sentence. You know what they say. Prevention is better than cure, which means it is better to stop something bad from happening than to remove the problem once it has happened. So prevention means to stop something bad from happening. For example, the crime prevention in our town is quickly improving. So in our time, crime is prevented. Crime is started to be stopped. Another example, good crowd control is crucial to the prevention of riots. So by using a good crowd control, we can easily prevent riots. We can easily stop riots being happening. To store is another verb. We already know the meaning of the word store as a noun. We can store information. We can store data here, for example. All of my old books are stored in boxes, so I keep them in boxes. I put them in boxes and I store them. I keep them there. When you store information, you keep it in your memory, in a file, or in computer. For example, where in the brain do we store information about colors? Where do we keep them? These are chips for storing data in electronic equipment. So we store the data here in these chips. We keep them there. Keep a track of something is another verb that we will learn. For example, a watch must be worn to keep track of the time. By using watch, we keep the track of time, which means to know the present state or position of something. To follow the passage, course, or progress of something means to keep a track of something. For example, when it keeps changing, I can never keep track of how old their kids are. I can never follow how old they are. If you keep a track of situation or person, you make sure that you have the newest and more accurate information about them all the time. You keep track of situation. You follow the process of the situation or a person. Another example, it is hard to keep track of time here. It is hard to follow the course, follow the progress of time here. Okay. The next one is invasion of privacy. Here in these photos, you can see that this person, this girl, is invading his privacy. Or the hackers are invading our privacy by using some techniques, hacking techniques. So, another example, by reading her text messages in her phone, I think he invades her privacy. Here, invade is a word. The definition of the phrase invasion of privacy is a situation in which someone tries to find out details about another person's private affairs in a way that is upsetting, here it's important, and often illegal. For example, I think that having CCTV on our streets is a complete invasion of privacy, which is not legal because they violate our privacy, private life. Deterrent is another word that we will learn in this video, which is a noun and an adjective at the same time. Let's have a look at this example sentence. Window locks are often effective deterrent against burglars. So by using these window locks, we are supposed to prevent burglars. A deterrent is something that prevents people from doing something, or by making them afraid of what will happen to them if they do it. I hope you have an idea of the word deterrent in Turkish in your mind. For example, the ads had a deterrent effect of youth smoking. So by watching these advertisements, young people tend to stay away from smoking. Okay, here is a practice opportunity. You will read these sentences and try to fill in the blanks by the words that we have learned in this video. You can stop the video here and read the sentences. Then you can look at the answers on the next slide. So it is better to stop here fill in the blanks. I'm not going to explain them. I'll just give you the answers. Here are the answers if you're ready, if you have finished filling in the blanks. Okay. I hope you answered them all correctly. I can suggest use our supplementary pack Unit 2.2 or you can visit my English Lab Speak Out Upper Intermediate book Unit 2.2 vocabulary part, or you can click this link to reach Quizlet to do some exercises about the words that we have learned in this video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was useful for you to learn the meaning of the words. You have a nice day. Thank you.